5-5 quadratic equations. Solve by factoring and square roots. Find the x value that makes the equation true. You're going to have two answers.
Type 1, solve by factoring. The first step is to make the equation equal to 0. The second step is to factor the equation. For the third step, you're going to set each factor equal to 0, and then finally, the last step is to solve each equation. The first problem is x squared plus 18 equals 9x. And you want to move the 9x over to the other side, so you get x squared minus 9x plus 18 is equal to 0. And then you want to factor the entire equation to get x minus 6 and x minus 3. And then when you solve those mini equations, you get x equals 6 and x equals 3.
And the next one is 3x squared equals 16x plus 12. And you set the whole problem equal to 0. So it's 3x squared minus 16x minus 12 equals 0. And then you factor it. So it's 3x plus 2 and x minus 6. And then once you solve those mini equations, you get x equals 6 and x equals negative 2 over 3.
To get x equals negative 2 over 3, we showed up on the upper left of the screen that 3x equals negative 2. And then once you divide by 3 to get x alone, you get x equals negative 2/3. The next problem is x squared minus 10x plus 25 is equal to 0. Once you factor that, you get x minus 5 and x minus 5, and the answer is x equals 5.
Type 2, simplifying square roots. You can only do this if there's no b term, so the equation is going to look like ax squared plus c.
The first problem is 3x squared is equal to 48. And then you want to divide x squared by 3 and 48 divided by 3. And then you get x squared equals 16. And you're going to square root those just to get x alone because originally you have x squared. And then the square root of 16 is 4, so your answer is x equals plus or minus 4.
And the last one is 12x squared minus 147 equals 0. And you move the c term over to the other side. So it's going to be 12x squared equals 147. And you can't do this problem because 147 isn't divisible by 12. And square roots only work if the term is a perfect square and if it's divisible by the a term.